I ask for the truth on behalf of Mimi M. Vasquez. Vasquez, I thought that's how it's pronounced. Concerning love issues. I ask for guidance and insight here in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always. And as you probably already know by now, we have a twin destiny, a natural destiny and a supernatural destiny, and the cards lock onto the supernatural destiny. Let's just deal 3 cards here, just to see what's been going on in the recent past, at present, and the immediate future. And this will be concerning your love life, or maybe lack of it. We don't know. Let's see what's going on here. I usually do about a month behind, a month ahead, a month behind, that sort of time period. It's near to now without it being now, or as near as damages as to swearing, be close to now as possible without it being now. We'll just get this first card here and we'll just flip it over and just see what energy's been vibrating over the past 3 or 4 weeks or so, from a relationship point of view there, as you could say there. We've got something going on there. Hang on, just put that there. I suppose really we did say love life, or maybe the lack of it, but in this particular scenario, mirrored souls, that's what that is. It seems as though you've got a lot in common, or you've had a lot in common, and maybe that's why you can't understand why I'm sort of thinking why am I thinking that you can't understand why it happened, whatever it was that either went wrong or wasn't quite right, or I don't know, just something why it happened. You want to know why it happened. You're puzzled as to why. With the mirrored souls, and I suppose it is puzzling. Maybe, I don't know, somebody's, I was going to say playing games then, but let's just see what the next card is. That might give us a clue into what else is going on now. Anyway, there were mirrored souls, I suppose. In that sense, you did have a lot in common. You could look each other in the eye and see, see something in common, I suppose. But because move forward, it just says move forward, and whatever's gone wrong, you've got to move forward from it. Maybe you just saw there was just the opposite going on. I don't know. I thought maybe there's something in common, but they always say opposites attract, don't they? And maybe that's in this particular case, maybe that's all it was, but it was just a bit too opposite, I suppose, to some degree, and you're being urged to just move on. To move forward and get on with it. I suppose with or without, but I'm sort of you just got to move on. You can't be stuck. You've just got to move on and I suppose just accept, you know, I don't know, shit happens or whatever the shit represents, or whatever shit it represents there. But anyway, the immediate future, it's got this celestial teacher vibration. I don't know quite what that is. Maybe just, I suppose it's lessons learned, isn't it? And whatever healing, whatever greater purpose, you could argue, couldn't you? But whatever greater purpose there is behind the lesson in this that's here at the moment, it'll do you, and it'll serve you well. It'll serve you well for future love, I suppose you could say, couldn't you? It's just something where you've got to move on from this. Opposites attract. Sometimes I used to think opposites attract, and they do, don't they? But it doesn't work. Hard luck. Just shit happens. I want to pull another card. I'm just casting a shadow over this energy here, and I just want to pull another card. I don't know why. I just feel as though maybe there's something else that's not quite been said, or we've got the vibration here. We've got gratitude vibrating here in the. I don't know. Is this? Why am I saying again as though we should be placing it over it, like overshadowing all these three here? Because sometimes we do that. The only thing is, you put it there, you can't see all the others, can you? So you can either hook it across the top, or I'll just tuck it underneath sometimes, as in this case, and it's indicating as maybe for as much as opposites attracted didn't work, and you've got to move on, and there's a sort of more cosmic sort of or more sort of universal lesson to be learnt from it. Nevertheless, you're grateful it happened. As if you're looking back at it and saying, you know, I'm glad that happened. Maybe because, well, I don't know, it doesn't have to happen again now, or it doesn't have to. I don't know. I'm not sort of waiting for it to happen. It's happened, and it's not happening now. And I'm grateful that there were married souls, or opposites who were attracting, or we thought they were, and that's what the attraction was to some degree, but nevertheless, I'm grateful that I can move on now, because now I know. So it's a bit like, how can I say, a bit like when you buy a lottery ticket, and you got the numbers, and you're bloody waiting for the draw, and then the draw comes, and you think, well, I've lost, but now I know I can move on now and buy another ticket, or just wait till, if I've got like a like I'd usually have a ticket for 2 or 3 weeks or something like that, you know, and then, well, that's it. I can look forward to next week, and the win next week. Now I've lost this week. It's out of the way. So you're grateful. Now you know. It's the knowing, isn't it? Now we know. We can move on from it, instead of having the anticipation of not knowing. I'm sort of getting as though you've found something else. You've found something out, and it's like as if I suppose the celestial teacher there, or whatever it is, that the lesson is about to be learned, and I'm somehow I think you've got a head start there. You somehow know what the lesson is, but it's for like a greater good, for better next time. But for there may be, for as many disappointments as there are, nevertheless you're grateful for it. A bit like you're glad, like I say, you're glad you've lost the lottery, because now you can look forward to the win next week or something, or whatever it is. You know, it's out the way. Now the knowing, now we know, or now you know he wasn't what you thought he was, or whatever. and you're grateful. You're grateful. I've got something in the back of my mind where maybe if the person you're with passed away, and you're grateful for the short time that you had with them, maybe as we know, it's not quantity of life that matters, it's quality of life, and it is the quality that you had with that. Well, I'm sort of thinking that as though if this person moved on a bit sort of to the other side, if you get what I mean. But that's just something that crossed my mind. I don't know why it did. I'll leave it at that, I think, just for now, and we'll look forward to winning the lottery. Like I've got my lottery ticket there. There's only one more now, one more week, I think. It's the 31st, I think, and one more day, or the 31st, and then when it's lost, I can, thank God for that, you know, I can buy another one, and let's look forward now to the future, because that's all there is, isn't it, really? But with that, I'm going to leave that just at that just for now. I'm just going to cast a dark shadow of supernatural truth over all of these cards here that for you, just for now, have spoken.